when it comes to your rest days. How much should you rest? Should you completely rest? Should you take several days off? What does an active recovery day look like? We're diving into all that, so strap in, get ready for episode 225. Let's go.
The future of fitness.
How do you gain muscle mass?
Fitness is not complicated. It's simple when you break it down.
There's so much information out there.
No fads, no diets, just plain simple habits.
You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast.
Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Parody, and I will be your host today. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. So glad to have you here. For my return listeners, thank you for coming back. It means the world to me. If you have not grabbed your free meal plan, please head on over to bonestobulk.com/free meal plan. You will put in your email address, and then the meal plan is delivered right to your inbox. It is easy peasy. I will have that linked in the show notes, but once again, it's bonestobulk.com/free meal plan. All right. With that being said, let's dive in. So, there's a lot of talk about how much should you rest? What should you do on a rest day? What does a rest day look like? And I kind of just want to maybe clear the air when it comes to rest days. So first off, your muscles need 48 hours to rest in between working them out again. Now, this is saying like you do a full workout that targets, let's say, your chest. You want to wait 48 hours before working out again. Now, this does not constitute, let's say you're doing some push-ups every day for a couple minutes. You're not hitting the chest enough. You're not breaking the muscle down enough to where you're going to hurt yourself by doing that every day. So I'm talking like a full workout where you're targeting a muscle group for, 45 minutes to an hour. That's what I'm talking about. And you need 48 hours in between. Now, that being said, you could technically never have a rest day and still be fine. What I mean by that is if you're cycling your muscle groups out, so let's say you're doing chest and triceps, back and biceps, shoulders and legs, and then repeating it. You have 48 hours in between all your muscle groups, so you, in essence, don't have to have a rest day. Now, with that being said, obviously, we're probably going to take a rest day or two, or maybe even 3. Ideally, I would limit it to about 2 a week. I think 5 days working out is kind of the sweet spot. And if you want to do 6 days a week, that's awesome too. You can do a split body routine, push-pull legs, and then rest 1 day. But what do those rest days look like? Should you do absolutely nothing? Well, first off, it's very important that you continue to eat healthy on your rest day. Now, obviously, I'm all for having a cheat meal. I think cheat meals are great. A cheat meal, a cheat dessert. Don't do a full day because that can end in disaster. But yeah, have a meal. Enjoy yourself. And yeah, you don't have to work out on your rest day. If you want to do something, go for a walk. Do something that's, maybe slightly physical like that, or maybe going for just a bike ride through your neighborhood. There's things you can do that still are good for the body, but are not intense. You can do a yoga session. You can do some kind of stretching. You can do some jump roping. It doesn't have to look any certain way. And if you want to do absolutely nothing, that's fine too. Personally, I think it's good just to do something small. Like I said, whether it just be some yoga, pull up a YouTube video, watch along. I cannot tell you the benefits that I've found personally from doing yoga. I pull up YouTube, I watch along, and, I don't always stay on top of it like I should, but when I do stay regularly with it, I notice a difference. I feel better. I have less stiffness. I actually can lift heavier in the gym when I'm on top of my yoga game. It's crazy, right? But all this stuff connects, and we can't undermine the small things. And that's why it's important on rest days to still be conscious of your health. I don't mean that you have to stress about it and have to just stay constantly like, oh my God, what am I going to do today? But just kind of be aware. Think to yourself, especially if you're trying to lose weight, I'm not working out, so maybe I can be just a little bit more conscious of what I eat today, and really make sure my nutrition is on point. And that kind of being said, I want to also caveat off of this is we worry sometimes if we miss a couple days in the gym that we're just going to lose all our gains. And that is not true. Studies show that it takes about 4 weeks of zero weightlifting for any muscle deterioration to start. And 4 weeks, most of us aren't going that long. So you're fine if you miss a couple days. It's not the end of the world. Now, they did show in athletes, who are basically really intensely working out every day, they can begin to lose muscle in as few as 3 weeks, but even still, that's 3 weeks of absolutely no working out before you start to lose anything, and that's at an athletic level. So you don't have to be worried if you miss a couple days. I know that for me, when I miss a couple days, that my mental games start, and I start thinking, man, I'm smaller, I feel smaller, I'm not filling out my clothes as much, but in reality, it's all in our minds. We just feel that way because we're not getting that pump on a daily basis, and we're so hard on ourselves, and we're usually hard on ourselves where we don't need to be, and then we usually give ourselves too much grace where we don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll be like, oh, I deserve 5 cheat meals this week. No, we don't. But then at the same time, we'll beat ourselves up over little things like, oh my gosh, I missed a day at the gym. You know what I'm saying? So we've kind of got it's a checks and balance thing. Life is not perfect. Our workouts are not going to be perfect. Our nutrition is not going to be perfect. So we shouldn't expect to just be at the top of our game all the time, because it's not going to happen. It's not. We are not always going to crush everything. We are not always going to be on top of everything. It's just not going to happen. Nobody's perfect. Nobody crushes it all the time. And anybody who tries to tell you they do, they are probably lying. So I just really want to drive home that don't be afraid to take rest days. Also, don't be afraid to do small things every day, like sit-ups or push-ups or something else small, maybe some pull-ups. Don't be afraid to just get out and enjoy a walk. Not only the physical health of walking, but getting out in some fresh air and getting outside of the confines of your 4 walls. Shoot, we've been in freaking quarantine so long now and lockdown in so many places. So get out, enjoy some nature, enjoy some time, just soaking in sunlight and, absorbing all that. Now, the last thing I want to say about rest days is, everything becomes a habit. So let's say you miss a couple days and then you're like, you know what, I could skip a couple more days and I could skip another day and I could eat another cheat meal. And that's a dangerous road to go down too. We don't ever want to allow ourselves to just have another rest day and another rest day and another rest day when we know we're kind of diving into that territory of, I'm just doing this because I don't feel like doing it. There's lots of days when you're not going to feel like working out. There's lots of days when you're not going to feel like eating healthy, but really try to at least hold off until your rest day. Build that habit both with your food, with your workout, and don't let those thoughts kind of sabotage your progress, because it's easy to kind of get in that mode where, oh, well, I've worked hard. I deserve a break. We tell ourselves that all the time. We deserve it. And really, that's not really true. We just say that to make ourselves feel better of indulging. You know what I mean? And I'm guilty of this too. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I know for me, I've had long days before and I'm like, man, I deserve a drink. Today was a long day. And then it's like, do I really? I can wait till, my cheat night to have that. I don't have to have that today. And that doesn't mean that I always am successful at having that conversation with me. Sometimes it's a post conversation after, my second night of whiskey for the week. So again, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. The thing is, though, you've got to be consistent 85% of the time. You know what I'm saying? You've got to be on top of your game 85% of the time. Nobody's expecting you to be 100% there all the time. It's just not going to happen. But when you consistently stick with your eating habits, your workout habits, and all the other healthy habits you're building around that 85% of the time, you're going to be good. You're going to be golden. So I hope this helps. I hope maybe it clears up some confusion or different things you've heard on how much you should rest or rest days and all that, and just really gives you some insight to enjoy your rest day. Take it easy, and then the next day just get back in it all the harder. All right. With that being said, if you are on any social media platform, please hit me up. I am on Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, at Bones to Bulk everywhere. We have a great community over on Facebook. Feel free to join that. Sign up for my YouTube channel because I have over 500 videos on there now, pretty much covering every exercise imaginable. So head on over there and check that out. Remember, no matter what you're going through, you can accomplish any goal you set your mind to. You've got this.